And I'm back with game number 2 of me versus Nero. So last when we left off, I won that CVT, but we'll see what happens this time. So in the bottom right, it's me spawning as the blue Protoss, and in the top left, my opponent Nero, and he's spawning as Turn again. So this time it's gonna be a TVP. Yes, he's just saying he realized, yeah, he had Liberators. Um, but I think he only had 4, and 2 of them were at my side of the map. So I'm not sure it would have been enough. But yeah, so I'm telling him they're shit now because they are shit. But anyway, so let's see what we're up to this game. He is opening. Yeah, so we're just. So yeah, we're just talking about. It looks like he's gonna open standard, and I'm throwing down my gateway gas. Nothing out of the ordinary there. So I'm poking up here with my first probe. Want to see what he's doing. Um, Yeah, so I said Liberators are bad. Liberators are not bad. That's not what I meant. I'm saying they're not very good versus Mutas anymore, unless you have like a shit ton. If you have like 8 or 10 Liberators, you might, yeah, then they might be pretty good versus Mutas. But like 4 or 5 Liberators don't really wreck Mutas anymore like they used to. So my first probe is just patrolling around here. Want to see what he's up to. Planting down my Cybercore. I'm playing pretty safe. I'm getting the Cybercore before the expand. I know a lot of Protosses like to throw down the expand before the Cybercore, but I have chosen to put down my Cybercore first, which is a lot more safe. And he's patrolling around. It looks like he's going for a second Rax before the expand. So this is a pretty aggressive opener from Terran. I wouldn't advise doing this versus Protoss because Protoss have mothership cores, photon overcharge. So it's not really that great. Um, but that's what he has decided to go with anyway. So I'm just being annoying to this poor reactor. The reason I'm doing this actually is because I usually like to send my first 2 adepts across the map. See, I'm building one right now. I do it off of one gate and then I send them over, and sometimes you can break in. So this actually has a purpose if he doesn't repair this. So that's why I chose to do it. These first 2 Marines are gonna come out and kill that probe. And meanwhile, I'm taking my expansion down here. So my expansion's actually started a lot faster than his is. So it looks like he opted for 2 racks, and then it's gonna plant the expansion. Yeah. So me, the scrub that I am, let's see if I can actually defend this because he's gonna choose to be really aggressive really early on. Looks like he's opted for the concussive shell. So this is kind of a variation of a Wings of Liberty build. I mean, back in the Wings of Liberty days, people really liked to go 3 racks, and they usually got concussive shells really early because they were really good versus stalkers. I'm sending my first adept across the map, and I don't realize this. So I'm like, oh damn, better turn around. So he gets one freebie there, which is really bad actually. So I'm quickly trying to throw down another pylon. A third adept is gonna finish here, but I'm only gonna have 2 in this defense. So it's gonna be a pretty close defense here. Uh, I'm just in panic mode right now. I'm like, holy shit, these units are coming, and I'm like, oh shit. So I'm gonna quickly just photon overcharge here. Yeah, there you go. And my second pylon is just finishing up, so this is gonna buy me some time. And you're gonna see he's pretty confused by this. You see, he's just like, what the fuck is that? So he hasn't played since Wings of Liberty, so that's why he has no idea about this. Yeah, pylons can shoot. And I was actually like laughing so hard while I was playing this as well. I was like, what the fuck? You don't know. So my concentration level was not really very high here. For some reason, I'm abandoning this fight. My mothership core was very low, so I don't blame myself for this. I'm trying to get. I should have probably planted 2 more gateways a lot earlier. I'm getting out an observer for some reason, which is super bad. But in the meantime, I've actually managed to squeeze out an adept, and he doesn't actually know about this. So and now he sees it, but he had like nothing at home. So this Oracle is gonna come in. In the meanwhile, he's just wrecking my expansion down here. But this Oracle is gonna come in and it's gonna do some significant damage. So 1 kills, 2 kills, 3 kills, 4 kills, 5 kills, 6 kills, 7 kills, 8 kills. And I'm gonna turn around and get a Marine. Get another Marine. I'm gonna take out these SUVs building these barracks. And I'm gonna go down to the expansion and get some additional kills. 13, 14, 15. Like, I get a lot of kills with this Oracle. So, this puts us kind of on equal footing, because I didn't actually lose a whole lot of drones. Or probes, I mean. So I'm at 31 probes, he's on 14 SUV, which is really bad. But he does have an expansion, and I don't. And he has mules, because he's Charon. So, this sort of puts us at equal footing, I would say. I'm gonna quickly go down here and try to re-establish this expansion, because I know I really need it. And he's gonna kill my probe again, but I actually have enough now to go down here and secure it. So I'm gonna do that. So now the game has sort of reset. So he's just gotta lick his wounds because that Oracle did a lot of damage. And I'm actually keeping it here at the back of his base. And I'm gonna send up my observer here, just to scout. I wanna see what he's doing. And meanwhile, I'm gonna send in my Oracle again, and it's gonna get a few additional kills. So this is probably the sickest Oracle I've ever had in a game of StarCraft 2, honestly. It's really good. So I'm just trying to throw down my expansion. I'm gonna try to get Twilight Council later. I'm gonna get it now, yeah. I know myself pretty well, and some additional gates. Because I'm really scared. I don't know what he has. Actually, if I'm looking back, I should probably have planted my third about now. My third is super duper late. So that's something to think about till next time. I actually have the money to plant down my third, but I choose not to do it for some reason. He's just trying to make SUVs again and get his economy back up, because I ravaged it pretty hard with that Oracle. So it's just adding on racks. And at this point we're both just building up because we took so much economic damage. And I realized that these pylons are actually not charged, so I'm doing slow warpings here, which is great. So he's actually gonna move out again, and he actually doesn't have any medivacs. Oh, the first medivacs are actually finishing up right now. But I'm thinking, yeah, should have. I haven't actually seen this move across, I think. No, I think I saw it with my observer. I'm not sure if I saw this actually. So yeah, he's just preparing to push. And I'm just making probes. I was gonna. This is a fatal error I made. This third base should have been down a lot sooner. I think this is a big reason why I lose, because I actually let him just catch back up to me. So I'm just having a sneaky observer in his base there, and he's actually gonna drop me. Oh, I actually don't see this. This is really sloppy by me. I should see this. I was probably doing something else at the time. Yeah, so he's gonna sneak at the back of my base with this. I had no idea how this got in. I was like, oh shit, oh he's attacking me, oh my god, and then he's like attacking the front at the same time, and I'm a Protoss scrub. Like with Terran I could handle a situation like this. With Protoss I can't. I'm just too inexperienced. All my units go up here. I'm keeping some units here now, going down here with some units. I'm like shooting my own pylon. I'm like in panic mode. I'm like, oh shit, I don't know what to do. So he's just gonna pick up and leave, basically. So that was really worth it. He delayed my +1, which is huge. Because my Resonating Glaives is done, but like, when those Adepts get +1, they 2-shot Marines, which is like a huge deal. I don't know if they actually 2-shot Marines with combat shields. I'm not totally sure. Yeah, they do. They do. So, yeah, so they 2-shot Marines, which makes +1 on your Adepts, like, super huge. So that was kind of bad. So I'm sending this across. I just want to see what he's doing. They're of course gonna run in straight to this Bioforce that is moving across the map. So that's great. Like 4 more adepts just donated, and I still okay. Now I'm planting my fucking third base. So I'm just donating these. I have a War Prism up here, ready to do some War Prism harass here. So I'm finally planting down my third. Of course, my units aren't there to defend, and I have enough forces to actually defend my third here. I think it's pretty close. I'm actually planning down a Templar Orc house in the meanwhile, but I'm bringing up the production tab actually. So these first three adepts are gonna move in here. I'm gonna get some more SUV kills. Also sending them down to the natural. See, I'm getting some huge SUV kills here. But at the same time, he did snipe my third, so there's a lot going on this game. Yeah, and he's gonna clean this up pretty easily. Yeah, so he's going home because now I'm actually ravaging his economy again. So yeah, I'm gonna try to plant down my third again because he sniped it. So 5 adepts here moving in, they're gonna do absolutely nothing because now we actually have units in place. Actually, it's enough to kill these units, but I sort of messed up. And I did actually cancel that shit. That's pretty nice. I'm gonna get a few additional SUV kills here, which is nice. But he's finally gonna go and clean it up. What is his upgrade at? He's at 1-0 and finishing up 1-1. I'm just I've just finished +1 attack, so I'm behind on upgrades as well. Now he's actually planning down his third, so I shouldn't be that behind, you might think, but he has killed this base like at least once, and he killed my natural ones as well. So our economy should be on quite equal footing right now. Yeah, okay, I forgot to mention he killed a shit ton of probes when he dropped down here as well. So actually my probe count is not looking that good. His SUV count is looking pretty low too, so that's why I wanted to show you this, because I thought this game in particular was really interesting. So yeah, now again we're just licking our wounds. It looks like he's gonna go for a big drop here on the right side. And let's see if I'm actually awake, which thus far this game I don't seem to have been. So my thought process here is I'm gonna keep my mothership core on my main base. I'm gonna keep my army at my third base so I can deal with anything. Yeah, so I chase this away, and then this comes, and I was like, oh my god, I got a photon overcharge, and of course I my reaction time are too slow, so I don't I don't actually photon overcharge. So now I'm like, oh shit, he's in my base. See here, my storm. Actually, he doesn't snipe this. If he had sniped my storm, that would have been so huge. It's like one adept. I managed to warp in one adept, and it's like that's not enough. And like, oh shit, I moved my entire army. Oh my god, move back quickly. So you see, I'm using the all army hotkey. I'm like panicking. Like nothing is going my way, and I'm like, oh shit, he's gonna snipe my third again. Damn. Like I made an Archon and like just panic, and he's actually gonna get away safely. So that was really good harass by him. He's trying to destroy that tower to trap my army. That's not gonna happen. So he's like macroed like a boss behind this and just made units. I'm gonna get some freebies here, which is kind of big. I do have like at least one storm on each of these Templars, so I'm gonna utilize that. That's a really good storm by me. I'm gonna morph those ones into Archons, and I'm barely just gonna win out this fight actually. One thing great I did here is taking the fight before his reinforcements arrived, which allowed me to actually win this fight. And now I'm like, oh shit, my economy is in ruins. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go, man. I have nothing to lose anymore. So I'm just moving across the map, right? Like a moron. But of course his macro is like actually pretty decent. So he's actually spending his money. I'm not. Warping in some more units here. Now, for some reason I have a war prism deployed here, which makes no fucking sense. And I see this and I'm like, shit, I am fucked. And I think I GG out here actually. Or do I? I don't actually remember. Yeah, I'm gonna GG out. So you might say I actually hadn't lost that game. I'm not sure I had lost that game, to be honest, looking back. But I thought his economy was a lot better than it was. He actually forgot to make a lot of SEVs. So that was probably still a pretty even game. But I was like, my Templar take was sniped. So it really had no tech going for me. I just had a robo, and I mean that's not gonna do a lot. And I saw his liberators. I was like, shit, he has liberators, and to deal with liberators, you really need blink. And my Twilight Council was also sniped in one of his drops. So well played by him. I still think I pretty much had lost this game, but uh, I'll be back with the third and final game in this series. We'll see you then.